Good morning, everyone. Well, good morning from me. I'm starting my day. I just got finished running, and I'm doing a cool down walk. And it's the middle of December, but fortunately for me, I'm in the tropics, and I can get really hot and humid and just break a sweat like I'm doing now. So it's good to do that. I love my cold, but the tropics ain't bad either. So in this video today, I'm going to talk about the Akashic records, but specifically how to access your past lives through the Akashic records. And I've made a video about it before, the Akashic records. And this video is going to be, I guess, it's going to branch off from that video because they both tie together. Well, the ideas tie together, but everything ties together. Everything's related. And you're probably wondering, like, how can someone access their past lives? Like, do we even have past lives? Is it real? Is it even possible? Is it even realistic? That's a good question, but I explored it, and I'm going to share with you what I've learned about it and what I experienced through my own trials of it and seeing how it works and tapping into it. So first, let me talk a little bit about reincarnation, because that's what this is about. It's about the theory, the belief, the knowledge of reincarnation. Reincarnation is basically the belief that we are spirits inside of a animal body. Of course, this is an animal body, and your spirit has been on a journey, a very long journey, and it has had many incarnations. For example, my spirit inside of my body right now is just one incarnation of many. Maybe in a previous life or a previous incarnation, I was something else. Perhaps not even human. Maybe even something else that's living or perhaps not living. But I think everyone watching this video pretty much knows what reincarnation is. Okay, so for the rest of this video, I'm going to talk about how to tap into the Akashic records and learn about your past lives, who you were in the past. And at the end of this video, I'm going to talk about my experience with tapping into past lives and seeing how it applied to me, or how it applies to me. I'll share with you my experience with that. Okay, so let me begin by, I guess, answering a question that I guess many people would ask on a topic like this. Why would you even want to know about a past life if it were even true? Well, according to the theory, the ancient knowledge, your soul keeps a record of all of its journeys, everything that it has been through, it has done, all of its previous incarnations. So the soul that you have right now, it still has memories, pains, feelings, the pleasures of its prior incarnations. And sometimes you experience those feelings. You don't even know where they come from. Sometimes you probably wonder, like, who am I? Where did that come from? Like, I have no idea. I never learned that. So how can I possess this? How can I have some knowledge, or how can I have feelings that I've never ever learned? Well, it's because you have learned them, and this body didn't have the memory of it. Your soul did, and those memories come from prior incarnations. And of course, I'll take this to an extreme to make my point. Maybe there was some trauma, some past pain in your prior incarnations that you still feel to this day, and like even physical pain, because mental pain and physical pain, they're tied together. They're the same thing. They can play on each other. Like a mental problem can result or manifest into a physical problem. So a previous like negative record or painful record on a prior incarnation could be affecting you now, and you don't even know about it. And just simply knowing about it, tapping into it and learning about it, that's when you can begin to fix it. Heal the pain, get rid of the problems, just by simply knowing about it. Because if you know, once you know you have a problem, like the first step to fixing is knowing you have a problem. And once you know you have the problem, even if you don't act on it, you begin subconsciously fixing it all by yourself, like without even actively, consciously doing anything. So it's huge just knowing if you had a past trauma, a past problem, because then you're conscious, you're aware, and then you can move forward and get something done about it, even if you're not consciously doing it yourself. And it would also benefit the other way around. Like if you were a king, like everyone wants to think that they were in a past life, maybe you were. Who am I to say you weren't? If you were a king, and let's say, for example, you have low self-confidence now, and you learn that you were once a king that ruled over like an entire continent or something, imagine what that would do to your self-esteem. Because at the end, like no matter what happens, you would always say, I used to be a king. I used to have all this power. And that's got to play on you in a positive way. If you think about that, and if it were like your reality, your prior reality or truth. So that's the reason for wanting to know if your past lives, like what your past lives were and what they consisted of. Okay, so now I'll just get right into the video. I'll talk about how to tap into your Akashic records and access your past lives through your Akashic records. All right, so this is a meditative technique, of course, and it requires concentration. And I made a video about tapping into the Akashic records before, and I kind of gave you like an overview of how to do it. It was real brief, and I suggest going back to that to learn the details of the meditation, or find a better video that explains it for you if you care to learn or care to know. But you do the meditation technique, and with tapping into the Akashic record, I talked about a trinity that you use, a mindset that you use when you're doing the meditation, so that it can focus your mind, focus your mental energy to help you really tap into your deep subconscious, because that's where you want to be. You're just basically trying to remove all the distractions that your consciousness puts on you and prevents you from accessing your deep subconscious. And yeah, that's really like what prevents you from being able to meditate. When you're programming the programming that you have from just day-to-day living, and like your consciousness and things like this, they're just big distractions, and they prevent you from tapping into your deep subconscious. Okay, so yeah, so it's meditation, right? And you tap into it. You use the trinity of thought, no judgment, no fear, no resistance, and you get your mind, you focus your mind on those three things. You put it in those three states in order to access the information, which is, it's just basically clearing your mind and focusing your mind on your deep subconscious so you can pay attention to it and access the information that you're trying to access. And once you're inside, or once your mind is focused on what it is that you want it to be focused on, you have to ask a question, or you have to have like a reason for tapping into your Akashic records or your deep subconscious. It'll help you, focus your thoughts and help you access your past lives and who you were. And you have to, have no judgment. No judgment, no anything, nothing to interfere. And you just let the thoughts flow freely and just observe them and let them be. And once you do that, which I'm kind of new at this, so I do maybe 5 minutes and then I record, but the better you get, you can do longer sessions, maybe 20 minutes, and then you can record after 20 minutes after just observing like a bigger, broader range of things. But for me, I would do maybe 5 minutes and then write down what I saw, what I felt, how I experienced the situation, or how I experienced that prior life or incarnation. And I would do 5 minutes, and then I would go back into the meditative state to go back into it and just basically record. But everyone's different. Everyone interprets the world and feels things through different levels of sensory input. For example, some people are very visual. Some people are very good at writing, expressing themselves through writing. Some people are very good at just listening. Some people are good at just moving. So find your way of expressing and learning about yourself through your best mode of input and learning. Me, I just wrote it down, but probably been best for me to just draw pictures, because I think that's what I'm decent at. I think I could just draw things, and I think that's like a good way of me recording what's going through my mind. But I didn't want to waste a lot of time on that, so I went straight to writing words and recording like my observations of what I experienced and what I saw in my deep subconscious through my meditation. And yeah, that's basically all to it. You're just observing. It's meditation, and to get better at this, you need to be better at meditation. And of course, you need a good place to meditate, somewhere where it won't distract you. You won't, like here where I am now. If you notice, it's quite a bit of distractions. A good place would be nature, of course. Somewhere natural, somewhere where your mind could just be free and be at peace with itself. Nature. Okay, so now I'll just talk about like I've done this a few times. I've dabbled with this a few times, and I'll tell you my experience and what I came up with while I was doing this. Okay, so the first time the first couple of times I did this, I tapped into the using the meditation techniques. Uh, I asked a question. I asked I thought about a person that I got really close to, really fast. It's like I already knew them. It was just like an old friend that, and we like an old like really good friend that I was meeting, and basically it was just us catching up with one another after meeting. That's what it felt like. I've had maybe 3 or 4 people in my life that have had that effect on me, where I meet them and it's like, I fucking know you already, and it just grows from there. It's really incredible thing, and it's rare. I've experienced it maybe 3 or 4 times in my life. And so I meditated on one of these people, and it was a person I was really close to. And I'll share what I came up with, because I thought it was really interesting what I came up with. One of the first visions that I had was that this person we were siblings in a previous lifetime. Like, we were like brother and sister, and we were very playful with one another. We would just run around. We were very childlike and just kiddish, and we would just play with each other, run around laughing. I got like an impression of just like bliss. It was like a lot of fun. And I remember I saw it was a vision of us being siblings, brother and sister. And then I stopped. I wrote it down. I wrote it down. Thought it was interesting that it just popped in my head, like while I was doing the meditation about this person, because I don't really see them as a sister or like a sibling. And then the second time the second time I started back after that first session, the second time I meditated, I focused, and what came to me the second time about this person was that this time this person was a man this time, and it was a really like angry man. And from the feelings that I got from this vision, the impression of it that I got was that this person like felt betrayed by me, or like I betrayed this person, and therefore this person was harming me, like this person was attacking me with like a sword or like a knife or something. And like from the look on this person's face, it was like a man, late 20s, like dark thick hair, and like it's like the person, like it's like we knew each other. It's like we knew one another, but like maybe it felt like he got close to me just to hurt me or put me in that situation. Because how could someone just attack you and stab you with the knife if you're not ready for it? But that's what was happening with that vision, and that's what I got from that, from me visualizing and tapping into like a past life with that person. And the third time I did it, which I found to be the most interesting, it was me and this person. Okay, oh yeah, by the way, the first vision I got about me being brother and sister with this person, the time frame was probably like the last 50 to 100 years time span from now in the past. I couldn't really tell the time frame. And the second one that I mentioned, there was a sword and knife and stuff, so I'm guessing it's somewhere with some time frame where they were using swords and knives. And the third vision, which was most interesting, most impressive to me, which I thought was most relevant to the question that I was asking, was like in this one, it was me and this person. Me and this person, it was a female this time, and we were walking through like a jungle terrain, and I could tell that I had like an intense attraction to her. Like she was really incredible physique, incredible passion, fire, energy, and we were walking together. And I could tell by the way I was feeling while I was with her. The impression that I got was that like like she like I could tell that we walked a lot all the time. It's like we just walked around and just maybe trekked like all day. I guess we were like explorers or something, or maybe some hunters or something like that, because I remember the feeling that I got, like I felt like really alert and like kind of watchful of things and kind of like a little bit worried. So I guess the impression we were hunting something, or perhaps being hunted, or tracking down someone or something like this. And like I had the feeling inside of me that she had maybe maybe killed for me multiple times, or like saved my life or something like this, and I had done the same. And we had like, I could feel like we had this incredible bond from doing all of this stuff together. And whatever time frame we were in, it was like a dangerous time. Like maybe we would hurt someone, or maybe someone would hurt us. And like I was under impression that like this person, or me, if one of us were a victim, a victim to a fatality or something like this, maybe the other person would maybe take their own life, or just die from depression or something. That was the impression that I got from from being with this person, and the feelings that I got. So I guess this was like a really intense prior life relationship, you know, whoever this person was in this incarnation. But that's what I got the third time, and I really wrote it down. It was really interesting to me because the messages that I got were so intense and so interesting. And yeah, it was it's real cool. But yeah, that was my experience with tapping into it. And of course I could take those experiences and I can focus on those and really tap more into those incarnations to learn more about them. So maybe I'll do that later. And of course you want to journal. You want to really write down or record like what you're feeling, what you're getting, and you want to write down, record in the best way fit for you. You know, it may be best for you to videotape yourself talking about it. You can write about it. You can record your voice. You can do whatever it takes to record like your interpretation of the feelings that you got. And then after you record this stuff, then you just kind of analyze it and mull over it to see how it applies to you in this life, and like how it can help you, how it can benefit you in this life. And even if like the information that you get isn't authentic, meaning that it comes from just the programming that you have now and not from like a prior incarnation, even if it's not authentic, it still comes from your deep subconscious, and it's a part of you, and it's there for a reason. And you know, even if it's not from a previous life, it can still help you learn something really unique about yourself. So that's my video about past lives and reincarnation, the Akashic records. I'll do more in the future because this topic is really interesting to me, because of the tie that I think we have with the deep subconscious and the spirit world, how they tie together. I'm pretty sure they're very closely related. So I really want to explore these things to find out like how that relationship works. So thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. I love you, you love yourself, and you know, let's stay connected. I'm gone.